What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Commander Deck Tech. This time around, we are doing SAHEELI Radiant Creator. It is Teamer Artifacts. I mean, at this point, it shouldn't surprise you guys. I've done a lot of artifact decks in the past, and what's one more artifact deck, huh? So, SAHEELI Radiant Creator, 1 green, blue, red for a human artificer. Whenever you cast an artificer or an artifact spell, you get an energy counter. And then at the beginning of combat, on your turn, you can pay 3 energy. When you do, create a token that's a copy of target permanent you control. Except it's a 5/5 artifact creature in addition to its other types, has haste, and sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. So, one of the biggest things with this is it doesn't say artifact. It doesn't say target artifact or target creature. It says target permanent. So there's tons of ways to abuse this. Use it in different loops, different combos, different cards in the deck to get all your types of shenanigans done, so to speak. So, guys, like always, the deck list is down in the description box for you guys to go check out. I'm not going to go over the lands because it would just take too long. I'm going to point some of the stuff out as we go, but other than that, let's jump into this deck, guys. While I'm thinking of it, leave a comment down below if there's any other decks you guys want to see me build. Leave the commander in the description box and I might get to building it. You never know. Leave it down below and we'll see what happens. But let's jump into this, kicking it off with the artifacts. We got Arcane Signet, Commander Spear, Everflowing Chalice, Gruul Signet, Ichor Wellspring, Izzet Signet, Mystic Forge, Soul Ring, Subterranean Schooner, and the Belligerent. That's the non-creature artifacts. Technically, the vehicles can become creatures, but they're non-creature artifacts. The creatures in the deck, we're doing Arcbound Tracker as modular, and whenever you cast a spell other than your first spell each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on this. Bosch Iron Golem is pretty much a fling for this deck because the tokens that we're making with SAHEELI are artifacts, so we can pay for and sack the artifact, and then Bosch will deal damage equal to the sacrifice artifacts converted mana cost. Because SAHEELI is making a copy of target permanent, it does get the CMC on the token. So if you make a copy of, let's say, the Belligerent, it'll be a 4 mana token, so on, so forth, 1 mana, 2 mana, depending on what you make a copy of. Brutaclad, Telcor Engineer, great card in this deck, especially with the tokens. Creature tokens you can draw off haste. Ain't a big deal with SAHEELI because she already gives them haste, but at the beginning of combat on your turn, you make a 2/1 mirror, and then you choose target token you control, and then each other token you control becomes a copy of that token. So this gets really out of hand. You make a bunch of 5/5 tokens of some of your better cards in the deck. Burnished Heart, self-explanatory. Dalikos, taps for artifact, taps for 2, and it is an artificer, so we get energy off of it. Duretti, Rocketeer, Engineer. There's a couple of loops in here with certain artifacts, and Duretti, when he ETBs and when he attacks, you choose target artifact in your graveyard. You can sacrifice an artifact. If you do, return the chosen card to the battlefield. So, the token's another great way if you don't need the token. Edge Champion, Ethereum Sculptor, Felled Third Path, another way to reuse some of our stuff after it goes to the graveyard. Filigree Attendant, Foundry Inspector to make our artifacts cheaper. The Salvage Splicer here, another great card in this deck. Whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and each golem you control, you make token copies of him and make the 3/3 golems, and then you can just, every time the artifact goes, so when the token gets sacrificed at the end of the turn, it does hit the graveyard. And it does say whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard, not just your graveyard, so every time your opponents use treasure tokens, clue tokens, anything like that, they will then get you +1/+1 counters. Master of Ethereum, Merchant Dockhand, Maria, Scholar of Antiquity. I actually did a deck around her at one point, I believe. Meteor Golem, Morite of the Frost, Mere Battle Spear, Mirror Retriever, Master Thopterist, Scrap Trawler, Shardless Agent, Shimmer Dragon, Shimmer Mirror, Solemn Simulacrum, which is actually a golem. So with this salvage splicer here, you can start putting +1/+1 counters on your Solemn Simulacrum if you want. Steel Hellkite, Steel Overseer, Sir Ginger, the Mealender, Terrastodon. Terrastodon is a great card. Great card to make token copies of. Thopter Engineer, Thought Monitor, Voltic Servant, and Whirler Rogue, rounding up the creatures in the deck. Enchantments in the deck, we got Mystic Remora, Antiquities of War, and Thopter Spy Network. Thopter Spy Network makes us a Thopter, and then whenever one or more artifacts deal combat damage to a player, we draw a card, so a way to get a little card draw. Instance, we got Blue Sun Zenith, Commander's Insight, Counterspell, Glimmer of Genius, Harnessed Lightning to get some more energies and deal some damage. Keep Safe, Machinate, Reiterate, Stoic Rebuttal, Tameo Safekeeping, Void Slime, and Whirlwind Denial. Planeswalkers, we got the Ready Scrap Savant. I was thinking about putting a Saheeli Planeswalker in here, the one that you get a 1/1 Thopter whenever you play a non-creature spell. But I didn't really love it in this deck, so we opted not to run it. Sorceries in the deck, we got a Tomb of Aether, Brass's Bounty, and one with a machine. So Brass's Bounty and Reiterate together, as long as you have enough lands on the board, goes Infinite Treasures. Okay, so with your Golem then, you could theoretically put crazy amounts of +1/+1 counters on your Golem tokens and itself. And then once you get to a certain point of treasures, you could pretty much reiterate whatever you want to draw your deck. You can harness lightning and shoot people's creatures down, whatever you want to do with it. But guys, that is this deck. According to Architect here, their estimated commander bracket, it says an optimized 4, which is a surprise for me because there is no game changers in this deck. Like, you would think it would need some game changers to be bracket 4, but it says it's bracket 4. Leave a comment down below what you guys think about this deck. Any card you might suggest for this deck, who knows? Leave them down below. I might check them out, test them out. If you guys want to see an updated version of this deck in the future, let me know also in the comment section. And I will see you guys in the next video.